Okay, sorry for turning off music right away, but it's time to start, I guess. We should be live on all the platforms. People should be spamming my notification feed. Yeah, sorry, man. What can I do? What can I do? It will be better next time. So, okay, sorry for turning. Let's turn off double double sound on YouTube. So I think everything should be set up now. Shouldn't be too distracted by YouTube comments. But yeah, with that said, let's go. Let's jump into the issue. Because for me, the reason why I want to do these streams is when I was starting with programming. The thing is, yeah, you watch all the videos back in the day. It was like you're reading books, you're bringing up your development environment, you're coding some hello worlds, but there is always that missing stepping stone of like how to do something that somebody else will actually use. And this is where I think open source projects are phenomenal. You just need to find a good project that speaks to you. It needs to be filled with the people that you respect, in a sense that if they tell you, oh, do this, you will actually want to do it. You'll not be like, yeah, I'm not so sure, this and that. Then you start arguing and you get nowhere. So yeah, if you're into Bitcoin, I would say BTCPayServer is phenomenal, like project to get into, whether you have been in Bitcoin for a while or just this crazy price pump got you in. Everybody now looking, is it 33K, 32K? Yeah, go. To me, as I said a few times, like, this is not important at all. Like, I'm in Bitcoin because it's such a great community with great Bitcoiners, with people you want to spend time with. So in that sense, yeah, if you need to find something other than just, yeah, looking at the price chart. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in a really bad place trading, trying to time the market, this and that. It's much better when you can go to like GitHub and, yeah, let me brag a little bit more. Let's fill the dots. But yeah, you go to a project like this, you start looking what are people complaining about, what can be fixed. Webhooks disappearing automatically every morning. That's no good. You'll go through the issue. It's all people talking. You get to work with somebody like Nicholas, who is a phenomenal developer. You look at the pull requests. There are always stuff to do, and this is something that Pavlonex recently also opened. If you're not into, you're like, oh, I don't want to be a developer, I just want to interact with people and help in different ways. This is why now we have discussions. So in the discussions, you just, you have idea, feature request, go with it. Somebody else has it, you can maybe test it, give, your own spin. So that's why, like, it's much better for you, like, if you are looking to start, like, get into established project. Like, now you don't like BTCPayServer for whatever reason, we're too awesome, or I'm too awesome, not your type, then there are so many other great projects. Like, let's get Umbrel, for example. This project is really exploding lately. Go with Luke Childs, say, hey Luke, I want to be your child, I also want to live in Thailand. Yeah, you don't have as good GitHub contribution graph as Rockstar, but yeah, I'll stick with you. Then yeah, you go to get Umbrel, look through the issues, see to help. So yeah, in that sense, this is what I'm going to try in today's and future streams. Like, how do you move from writing hello worlds and looking at the programming to tackling concrete issues? And this issue with Uppercase BECH32 characters and their encoding QR code it's a good issue. I mean, I've looked through how many comments we had here, 52 people helping, people testing, you know, does it work in this wallet, that wallet? And in the end, the conclusion is that only, I think, 3 or 4, yeah, it's like 4 wallets that actually support lowercase version QR code, but then don't support in uppercase. So for start, we're gonna do that. This with your URI schema also being uppercase. We'll just not do it right now because there are way more wallets not supporting that format. Simply, it's the thing with standard of URI schemas always being like HTTP or Bitcoin or Lightning now. But in the long run, it would be great if we can also get this. But for start, yeah, this is what we're focusing on. And yeah, people already asked, like, why uppercase? What's the big deal with uppercase letters and QR codes? Well, I tried to explain it here in this comment, and it all boils down to the fact that you have some string that you need to encode. The question is, like, that string, each character, how many bytes or bits? Like 1 byte has 8 bits. How many bits does it require? And QR codes have these 4 modes of encoding. So numeric, which is the cheapest, where you just have numbers, and in that you can, like, 3 characters can be represented by 10 bits. So it's what, like 3.3 bits per character. Yeah. And then the second mode is alphanumeric, where you have numbers. You have A to Z, but uppercase only, and then some special characters. And in this mode of encoding, you can do 2 characters in 11 bits. Kanji is a special mode. Yeah, Emperor can maybe talk about that mode from Japan. But the most expensive mode is this byte mode, where you have the full character set, but each character is then 8 bits. So in essence, like, what do you need? You need like 4 characters. 4 times 8, 32. And in 32 bits, in this mode, you can embed like 6 characters. So it's almost, yeah, it's 33, but it's like the double. It's really big save. And the save comes when you compare the QR codes in lowercase mode and then uppercase mode. You can always look on QR code. These timing codes over here, it's better displayed, yeah, on Wikipedia entry for QR codes, like how this encoding happens. And if you want to take a look at it, this is there is a great video here.
Between these find your patterns, therefore telling it how big each of these little cells are within the data are the QR code.
So, yeah, because yeah, it's my stream, I will turn off the guy, but he made a great video of it when he goes now manually and like encoding the data and explaining the different regions in the QR code. So you're welcome to watch the details, but I hope that you now understand why people are like, oh, as many uppercase characters as possible. Because if we put these 2 images, like, you can already see that these dots are smaller than these dots. If we put those images here, and let's say I will lower the opacity of uppercase characters, or I go slowly back, like, you can see that what we have here in this QR code, how bigger the dots are, and that helps a lot when you're scanning a QR code. And yeah, it's pretty big difference when you just start switching it back and forth. And the difference especially gets pronounced for if you go with Lightning invoices. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to encode those with lowercase letters, because yeah, big difference there. But luckily most of the scanners now work for uppercase version of Lightning invoice and QR code. One thing in like BIP21 that's the thing is that keys in query string are lowercase, and maybe we can eventually get to uppercasing that as well, so that in the end our QR codes will be way easier to scan, especially if we have format like this that supports both on-chain payment and off-chain payment. Because yeah, I mean, the only thing then that will be problematic is what? Equal sign. Yeah, this is already covered. So it's like equals and question mark would be the only things that encoder will split into different, like mixed mode, where everything other than the special characters will use byte mode, and then it will be alphanumeric, resulting in like QR codes that are easier to scan. And I think I covered all the theory now. Let's see if people are yelling at me. It's like too much theory, man. Too much. Let's get some memes in. Yeah, man. Sorry. What can I say? Apologies. Let me put crying emoji. Crying and smiling. Yeah. But let me see the comments on YouTube. No questions. Let's go. Let's retweet everybody. And yeah, from here I guess we try to turn off Bitcoin Twitter. As I said, this is one of the biggest challenges if you get into Bitcoin. As a developer, you need to close Twitter, make sure it doesn't drive you mad with all the conflicts and everything else going. But to switch from theory into practice, because that's what I promised, let me just clear my throat a little bit. This will be highlight of the stream. But yeah, throat ready for programming. So how do we get first BTCPayServer up and running locally on your machine? You have this test project that contains Docker Compose. Yeah, and I'm looking at people laughing for me drinking. Yeah, this Docker Compose describes all the services that we need locally in order to develop. So BTCPayServer runs on top of a bunch of other stuff. So we have MBX Explorer. I think Bitcoin D is declared as dependency of MBX Explorer. Postgres, customer Lightning D, merchant Lightning D, customer LND, merchant LND. SSHD, and this is a good question what it is. Nicholas and Cooks added something. Tor, yeah, this is LND, this is C Lightning. But essentially, yeah, when you're ready to bring up that whole stack locally for you, you can open terminal here, like this shortcut, and then you just say Docker Compose updev. Seeing somebody's asking, requires Windows Professional for virtualization. Docker, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, if you need Windows Pro, let me know offline, because I don't know if I should advertise how to get that on the stream. But to get back to the coding, yeah, we're ready to code and debug like a rockstar. There you go. And from there, you should just start BTCPayServer. Should get console window up, and yeah, there we go. Now it's starting, connecting to Postgres. Boom. We have, oh, let me see, I didn't hit some breakpoint. No, I didn't. Just need to get faster computer, even faster. But yeah, I've essentially created a test store. Can do whatever. And when you create a test store, you just connect a wallet. If you don't have derivation scheme on your own, you can just go import new existing seed. Because you're testing locally, you just go hot wallet. Don't do this in production, or do it. It's more fun if your funds are on the server and whoever gets that server can take all your Bitcoin. Yeah, obviously you write down the recovery phase. I did it so fast because I'm a rock star. I memorized it. And then yeah, when you're creating invoices, you can now select, I now have 2 test stores. Yeah, but yeah, we say for 5 USD, it fetched the rate and converted it into Bitcoin. You can now go to checkout, and there we go. Now we have a QR code here, and if we inspect that QR code, because WebSockets can also see it here, it should be URL QR. Yeah, there is a JSON that gets embedded right away. And we can see that our QR code is displaying this. And what we want to uppercase BECH32 address, and hopefully down the road like Bitcoin as well. So how will we do this? Well, first thing is to find which endpoint like this is hitting, and usually convention in .NET Core is that you go by, it's not so visible here, like you go, this is controller name, and it's just convention in .NET Core, MVC, and the way also I do it sometimes is like I just try and find like what is the path, because special paths can be, you know, described like this. So let's see, okay, invoice ID, but this doesn't look like any controller, so let's just try with I. And yeah, great idea, man. But this is finding bunch of entries, so let's see, this should find invoices, invoice controller, yeah, so many entries. So the main thing there is just like to find the entry. Luckily I've been on this project a lot, so I can cheat, and I know that we essentially, in order to generate that JSON, we're hitting this get invoice model. Let's see, so it's called from checkout, correct? It's called from checkout, no script, because yeah, we even display QR codes if JavaScript is disabled. And then it's finally get status, which is what I think we were trying to find. Yeah, oh, should have searched with like I slash instead of slash I. But there we go. I learned something on this stream. I see that people are laughing in the comments on YouTube. Glad you're enjoying yourselves, people. Cheers to that. I'm kind of loving this. Smaller gulp this time. Drinking like it's a juice, like Matt Odell on that stream. But anyways, yeah, to get back on our coding is yeah, that's the one thing that I also say to people like starting in Visual Studio is that there is this great shortcut of Control minus that can help you navigate like where you previously were, and then Control Shift minus goes forward. So yeah, it's like great thing to move. through the code base. F12, you navigate to the method, and then we go all the way that we're preparing this payment model that we're sending back. And we know that we need implementation of that Bitcoin payment model, and there is our BECH32 address. And yeah, when I was initially did this, like I uppercased everything, and then all the hell broke loose. You know, like Cash App was not able to scan the QR code. So what we're gonna do, we will thread, you know, carefully. We'll follow the instructions of Emperor Nicholas, announcing and then switching. So we're just uppercasing BECH32 address. So let's say we're use this as the detection of it if it is BECH32 address, like if it's a prefix, because I doubt these prefixes will never change, or they shouldn't. So we're gonna depend on that rather than, there are like different ways to implement this. We could go from like network provider, but keep it simple. Like I always tell the people, keep it simple in your code. If something proves in production that is like more complicated, like then you optimize. Just remember that premature optimization, roots of all evil. And I need to find that graph. So yeah. Need to minimize the comments on YouTube. You guys are having so much fun. But yeah, so if we detect that address, like this BECH32 prefix in the address, like address starts with one of those, we are going to replace some stuff with something else. So we're gonna, and we say it doesn't matter like the case. So if we detect Bitcoin like this, it will still work same as like Bitcoin because of ordinal ignore case. But one thing that I don't want is to have uppercase Bitcoin like schema. So we're just gonna uppercase the BECH32 address. So yeah, we can leave this as is, or we say Bitcoin, right? To make it more fun. Fun. You don't want it. You don't want a fun in code base. Somebody's like, well, why did you do it like this? Oh, there was a stream and I was streaming. No, let's keep it like this. And yeah, that should pretty much be it. Because I already prepared the code. So now if we navigate to our output, let's see if over here it's doing requests. No. Subscribe, updates, WebSocket. Because WebSocket is like harder to debug. If you can like see the response from WebSocket. So let's close that. Let's navigate back, refresh, and now in here this JSON of invoice model. We can like JSON pretty. We prettify JSON. No. Nah, let's just go the old way. Find the property we're interested in, and it's still lowercase. Does anybody know why it's lowercase? Well, it's because we need to recompile all this and redeploy, right? So there we go. Starting the server back. And yeah, I mean, I understand that maybe people watching this stream, they'll be like, man, this is like too complex. This stuff, I need something that will like go slower. Depending on the interest, like I may decide to do like more streams that are like more tailored to new programmers, not like jump into the feature like I'm doing here. I'm Not sure about doing the streams where I would go into like basics like Git and other stuff, but it all depends on the interest. For me, again, the thing that I want to do with these streams is to provide like a good starting point for people that do want to jump into the issue like right away. So yeah, if any of this stuff is like too much, you can hit me on Twitter. See, say like this: the stream rocks. Or as I have in my profile, we have the greatest Mattermost ever, where you can jump in and you can see in Serbian. There we go. No, Pavlnex and me, our chats now doxed. There we go. What can you do? Live stream. But the point is, yeah, there is a great like general chat in here. You go, you say like, hey everyone, Rockstar just doxed Pavlnex. So yeah, you go like that. So basically, yeah, that's it. Like, come here, let's talk, let's have you ask any issues that you have, you know, or I'll be glad to provide help and guide you through, you know, setting yourself up so you can get to tackling concrete issues. But to get back to our uppercase QR codes, now that we have recompiled everything, pushed the server, we go to, so this is important, like what we are doing is only impacting QR codes. It's not impacting, like if you go back to the invoice and you go copy, there still will be lowercase a version of BIP21 that you can like copy and then paste. And yeah, that won't be changed. So the only thing that will be changed is the QR code. So that our QR code now here can have bigger dots, like the bigger the better, so it's easier to scan. And as we see, yeah, it's actually done. Now only BECH32 addresses will be uppercase, because you don't want to do uppercase for all the old format of wallet addresses, considering that it was different encoding. Like what is it, like something base58, need to Bitcoin wallet addresses base58. Yeah, and there you have mixed case. So when you're encoding, you're using both, you know, like uppercase character, lowercase characters, like zeros, one. So it's a special type of encoding. And I always laugh when fake Toshi Craig Wright was like flipping. He didn't know why there wasn't like O in here, like why only 0. It's like, Satoshi, you yourself were saying, yeah, like I can't have both, like zeros and O's, and it will be complicated. So fun. But yeah, base 58, yeah, you can't do this uppercase thing, so that's why we're also detecting here. But anyways, yeah, when this code change is ready, how do you go from this to something that's in BTCPayServer repository? So yeah, that's where you use your favorite, like either command line get, or as I'm using like UI, just look at the changes, commit, and the shortcut that I'm using is like Control-Shift-C in source tree, which is for staging all your changes. And we say re-enabling BECH32 addresses and QR codes. And boom. Now what we want to do is like we want to rename master into some kind of like feature branch. So we say feature uppercase BECH32. What Git app is that? It's source tree. I highly recommend, if you don't have experience with Git and like all like manual command, Git help, like Git push, origin, so on. You just get like UI Git, and don't get GitHub desktop because it's terrible. The reason why I love source tree is that it helps you, but it doesn't hide, like it doesn't hide, it's like it doesn't abstract Git too much. So down the road, like yeah, you will get into like rebasing and other stuff, and in like source tree there are like all those options are exposed. So yeah, somebody's mentioning JetBrains Git tool. Yeah, whatever tool you find works for you, that's great. Like source tree is from Atlassian. I'm not sure you need to register, or they had this terrible like you need to register in order to download. I hope that is gone. I think it is. But yeah, there are, if it source tree doesn't work for you, it's like just go like git GUI, and there should be a bunch of clients to choose from until eventually, yeah, git crack and all the other, until yeah you end up in a command line. Because yeah, I tried to stay from command line, but in the end, if you're doing some complex rebasing, you just end up there. No way to do it through UI. But yeah, to get back, so for pushing, yeah, you can push it from here. So we go push origin, and we push that branch onto origin. What you will be pushing, you will be likely pushing to your own fork of BTCPayServer, but because yeah, I'm a Rockstar, I have access directly to BTCPayServer repository. So if we now go, yeah, there it is. Like this branch has a recent push is less than a minute ago. So what we do, we just click. We say re-enabling uppercase BECH32 and QR codes. If this PR is resolving some issue, you can use like fix or resolve, or I think closes also work, but let's you just use the shortest one. And you go by, you can uppercasing, batch, reverting uppercasing. If you're unsure, you just navigate to here. You go, this is issue number, and then you just go with that. Fixes. Who reviewers? My reviewers are always Nicholas Cooks, but yeah, you can select whoever you want. Select me. I can't select myself as a reviewer. Terrible. That's the only thing you can do as a Rockstar. So we go with create pull request, and that's pretty much it. Now automated test suite will run. Make sure your changes aren't breaking anything, because I just saw on YouTube comments there is a there is a great Sally is saying what type of testing should go along with this PR, unit or UI test. When you're a Rockstar developer, you don't do any tests. Like your code is perfect as is. But yeah, if you're a regular developer just starting, then you need to write tests, and that's why we have this test project in BTCPayServer that has a bunch of tests. And the shortcut I use, like I have a shortcut for expanding Test Explorer, but I think you can find Test Explorer here, so you can see it. Everybody's laughing now about my comment about being Rockstar not writing tests, but actually Sally is right. When I wrote this feature initially, I was feeling great that day, and I wrote the test. So that test now, when this PR is tested, is like, oh, thank you. ASCII. Let's go. Rocket. That test will actually break here. So it's good that we have Sally on the, yeah, and push to master. You know, push feature branch. Could have broke it right away. So test will fail, and another commit that we will now need to get in is like fixing the test, because the test is expecting that BECH32 will still be lowercase. Now this is why you do you think about good variable and method names, because you can find them later. I think it's like uppercase. No, I messed up. And I can't find my own test. Yeah, now I'll need to navigate manually. What is it, like Bitcoin? There we go. What did I name? Can set unified QR code. Oh yeah, I was testing this as a part of a unified QR code that I did for Zuko. So this, we're expecting that this test will fail. And let's see, BTC split. Yeah, it should fail because of the uppercase. Instead, what we want in this test, yeah, unit test 1, perfect. Man, I can't rename it like Nicholas named it like that. If we rename it, we're gonna lose all the history. Like, look, let's look at another great thing in Git is because you can, especially if you're using source tree, you just go log selected, and let's look how this file evolved over time. See. So it's like init unit test 1 when it was just a child with few methods, but then things kept getting added and added. 2018, yeah, 2019, new year, and now it's a behemoth of, like, how many lines? Like 3,500 lines. Nice. I mean, usually if your code file has like more than 1,000 lines, like you're doing something wrong. That's kind of my heuristic, unless you're some really special scenario, some coding something super performant, or you're just, I don't know, nuts. But usually, yeah, you want to keep not too small. Yeah, you don't want to keep your code files too small. Like, I hate when I see they're like 15 files, each of them are 10 lines, but you don't want to go over 1,000. If it's more than 1,000, like, then you can likely separate and take methods out, you know, split it up a little bit. So now we're going back to the shortcut I said, control minus, so that we navigate back to our change. Yeah, there we go. And what we're going to do is, like, we will check that we're expecting the string like this will be, it will like lowercase schema and uppercase BECH32 address. And we can delete this line, but we're proceeding with standard format, all uppercase, care, still, but we're proceeding with BECH32 being uppercase. That's how we gotta fix that comment. And with that, we have fixed the test. We should have, like, the test, like, pipeline takes about 8 minutes to finish. If you go to integration test, you can see that they're still running. And that was Selenium. Let's, I know those were integration. That's the ones I need. Just waiting for that one test to fail. But essentially, we're gonna restart that with this push. So we're gonna say, okay, thanks, Sally, or Or yeah, we say fixing the test now that we're uppercasing BECH32. And boom. And then now that we push this commit to origin as well, what will happen is, there we go. What will happen now is, yeah, commit is here, pipeline is restarted, so there will be like a new batch of tests run, but in that batch this test will not fail. So nice, we got to demonstrate that as well. Pretty sweet, I say. And but with that, that's it. I think we covered everything. PR is up and running. You had an opportunity to see like how you can do the similar thing. And again, as I said, like my plan is to keep this more advanced, like go into concrete issues, maybe even start a polls in which community will say, okay, let us see you tackle issue, I don't know, this one, redesign the notification, whatever the community is most interested in. I can do a stream, tackle the issue, and then for those who are we're writing hello world programs, and like they can see how to go to next level, not become a rock star right away, of course, but but yeah, keep developing their career, because when I was starting with coding 20 years ago, like I was lucky to right away have motivation and projects where people are like, I need this coded, and I would code something and it would be terrible, but that's the only way you can learn. You need to start failing as soon as possible so that eventually you get to the point where you're coding bigger systems and you're still terrible, your code is still terrible, but at least you can, you can swim. If you start, so yeah, like you need those stepping stones. And my when I go to YouTube or other channels, like it's always like it's test projects. It needs to be something concrete and something that people use. So that's what I'm trying with this stream. But if there is interest, like, okay, let's go with Git basics, I will do a stream on Git basics if there is interest, like how to install Visual Studio, get it to this point. I've actually done it for Linux. If you go to youtube.com, YouTube BTCPayServer, you can actually find the videos here on like getting started with, where it is, Linux. There should be a video of how to set up your environment. Yeah, there it is. And you can hear more of my voice. You can watch that famous Ravi tweet. He's like, what it was, like Earth Day or something. I'll love when I have a chance for break. Yeah, there it is with Ravi, with Earth Day. Everyone dancing. Dun, 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 dun. Man, India is lit. India is lit. But yeah, for Linux, you can find it here. And I think Nicholas did a video for Windows. But we don't have a video where it's like install Visual Studio. And I can do that one if there is interest. But yeah, I think that's it. It's pretty much it. What it is, like 52 minutes. 20 years ago. Yeah, I am old. What can I tell you? Just look young. Look, young and white, shining. I mean, somebody was saying, yeah, I'm shining too much. If you all want, then I'm going to say brightness. Whoop. There we go. Black hat now. Maybe I even doxed myself again. Damn, what can I do? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, what can I say? I'm gonna see the comments on Twitter, where it is, on YouTube. Follow up with everything that yeah, you people want, and then next Sunday, yeah, it's another Sunday coding with Uncle Rockstar. I'm gonna try and keep this 1 p.m. thing and have fun with you all. I know, instead of us having fun staying poor, uh, we'll have fun coding, and then we'll let the others go mad with the Twitter and with everything else. So what yeah, see what is the latest drama. How do we get them Bitcoin into India? See, tough questions. Tough questions. No, man, Bitcoin first. What? No, not electricity, man. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's it. Have fun and see you